Happy Monday, everyone. It's Glitchbite, and I'm back with another video. And this time I decided to draw a dragon because I'm always drawing people. I should do something different. So, okay, I'm going to start with this gray background. That way it's the most neutral color I can work with. It's easier to see my highlights and shadows this way. And then I'm going to start working on the background. So, I think the color scheme I'm going to do this week is maybe 4 colors, actually. Green, yellow, purple, and pinkish red, I guess. Because green and red are opposites, purple and yellow are opposites, so it's split complementary. So for the background, I'm going to do more less saturated colors. That way it doesn't blend in too much with the foreground. Even if it's two totally opposite colors, if it's the same brightness or the same amount of saturation, it's too much going on at once. It creates contrast like this. So for the dragon, I'm just going to start with black or really dark green. That way I can just add brightness on top of it. It's easier to start with a dark color and just add to it. And I want to do something different with it. Instead of just shading it normal, I want to make it glow. So putting the black first is the best way to just set that. Kind of like how I painted the background gray before I added any other colors. I could have just started with white, but gray helps me see where I'm going from the start. Now, since the dragon's gonna glow, I'm putting some of the light reflecting on the clouds in the background, and for the foreground, they're just really bright purple and pink because they're right there in front of it. I don't usually do clouds, so I kind of like how these look, but it's gonna take more practice to make them look more realistic. So right now the dragon looks like a big old crayon, but I'm just gonna harden the edges so it doesn't look so chalky. And even when something's glowing, you don't just put an outline of the color, you put some in the middle too. Kind of like when you shine a light on, say, a coin, and you see the shadow cast on the wall. There's still a little bit of light in the middle of it because it reflects on it. So same thing when something's glowing. For the background, I made the dragon just gray out. It turns greener so it blends in more with the background. If it stands out too much, then it looks more like I just slapped it on top of it. Really just messing along with transparency and what I can do with the different brushes. It's always fun to experiment with your brushes. You don't have to do things a set way. That's the great thing about art, especially digital art. So for the eye, I don't really know what I'm doing. Okay, looking back, maybe I should have used a grayer tone, because making that all purple, it's too much going on. It's too monochromatic now, but you live and you learn. For the second light source, I'm sticking to my original color scheme of the green and yellow. So I'm just doing a bright yellow light reflecting on the clouds in the background so it's not too flat. And I'm going to connect it with the front half by reflecting that light off the dragon. Adding 2 light sources to something really helps make it look more dynamic. So before you go, just make sure to like, share, and subscribe. I know you're tired of hearing it, but it really does help the YouTuber.